All right, welcome into Scary Stories with Eek, or welcome back if you've been here before. We're gonna have some real spooky stories for you, I think. I don't know. I haven't read it. So we're gonna find out together if it's really scary or not. I heard this one's really believable, so who knows? This might be real. I might be telling you a real story today. You wouldn't know it. So there you go.
If you poop your pants, sound off in the comments.
Yes, please. To all of the people who were watching the last week's videos and saw me talking about a summer event coming up. Well, boy, golly, your wait is up. Do I got something to tell you?
Gee whiz.
The summer event, the summer event is gonna be SCP summer. So we're gonna we're gonna be doing SCPs for my stories from June 22nd to August something. I don't know, the end of summer. So get ready for that. I believe we'll have, after this video goes up, you'll have one more week from me as a regular story. Then after that, it's gonna be SCPs. Who knows? Maybe we'll even have a guest for him. We don't know.
And if you don't know what SCP means, that's okay, because I don't either.
Yes, it's gonna be we're gonna be starting right from the bare minimum of knowing nothing about SCPs. So it's a good place to start if you want to know what an SCP is, but you're too scared to ask because they've been around for so long.
We'll become professionals together.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go SCP hunting.
No thanks.
All right, sorry,
Well,
my
I don't know
bad.
what it is, but
Yeah, uh-huh, that's what I thought. Okay, so the story for today is the disappearance of Ashley, Kansas. Originally posted in April of 2012. From what I saw, it the user is unknown who posted it. Don't know who the original poster was. So there's that. Um, but yeah, I'm ready to get in the story. Before I'm
I'll,
ready to get in the story, you got to tell
but
me what you think is gonna happen.
so just off the title, I'm trying to figure out if this is, you know how, you know how on like rosters or like certain government forms, if it's your like last name before your first name. That's the only way that it's ever like name, comma, name. So I'm either thinking this person's name is Kansas Ashley, which is really weird, or this is a town called Ashley in Kansas, both of which are pretty weird. I don't know. Um, so either Kansas Ashley
I
has
don't know
gone with the wind,
if it's fair to
or
put the weirdness of a town being named Ashley on the same level as someone being named Kansas with the last name Ashley. I feel like that's those are different levels.
yeah, but I think something's gone. That's what I'm thinking.
There's a disappearance of sorts for
I
sure.
would say so.
All right,
We're gonna
well,
stick with that. You can ask me at
let's see what we
halftime.
got here. Sometime during the night of August 16th, 1952, the small town of Ashley, Kansas ceased to exist. That answers the question on if this was a town or a person. So
Yes. Case
there you go. The
closed.
mystery is already solved. We can pack it up and leave. At 3:28 a.m. on August 17th, 1952, a magnitude 7.9 earthquake was measured by the United States Geological Survey. The earthquake itself was felt throughout the state and most of the Midwest. The epicenter was determined to be directly under Ashley, Kansas. When state law enforcement arrived at what should have been the outskirts of the farming community, they found a smoldering, burning fissure in the earth measuring 1,000 yards in length and approximately 500 yards in width. The depth of the fissure was never determined. That's gross. I don't like deep fissures. I don't know. I
My
don't know.
buddy Declan loves a shallow fisher only.
Oh, let me tell you, if we're gonna have a fissure, it better be shallow. Otherwise, I'm not
I
feeling it.
don't even know what a
I don't
fisher
even.
is.
I was literally just gonna say I don't even know what a fisher is. The only
Oh,
thing I know is like the
someone
fisherman
that
with the bucket
catches
hat and the
fish.
rod. Yeah.
We can look it up. Define fisher. I know none of you people listening know what a fisher is either. So let me. All right, tough guy. I'll tell you what a fisher is.
All right, tough
A
guy.
long and narrow opening or line of breakage made by cracking, splitting, especially in rock or earth. So earthquake.
So it's just a hole in the earth. Horrifying.
Yes.
All right. After 12 days, the statewide and local search for the missing 679 residents of Ashley, Kansas was called off by the Kansas state government at 9:15 p.m. on the night of August 29th, 1952. All 679 residents were assumed to be dead. At 2:27 a.m. on August 30th, 1952, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake was measured by the United States Geological Survey. The epicenter was situated under what used to be the location of Ashley, Kansas. When law enforcement investigated at 5:32 a.m., they reported that the fissure in the earth had closed. Interesting.
Hmm.
So that's yeah, so that's on what, the 30th? The
4 days
fissure had
later.
closed. So I'm guessing the town's just gonna come back.
4 day work week, dude.
And yeah, so it's on
I,
August
I
17th. So that's a good, what is that, 13 days of the town just being gone?
yeah,
That's crazy.
that poor girl Ashley, she's gone.
Ashley just got earthquaked right into the earth. In the 8 days leading up to the disappearance of the town and its 679 residents, bizarre and unexplainable events were reported by dozens of residents in Ashley, Kansas, and law enforcement from the surrounding area. On the evening of August 8th, 1952, at 7:13 p.m., a resident by the name of Gabriel Jonathan
Two
reported
first
us.
names, fuck yeah.
That's how you know it's good. There's Ashley, Kansas. There's Gabriel Jonathan. What more is this story going to bring us?
Fisher man.
A resident by the name of Gabriel Jonathan reported a strange sight in the sky above Ashley. The town itself, having no official branch of law enforcement, called into the police station of the neighboring town of Hayes. Gabriel reported what appeared to be a small black opening in the sky. Within the next 15 minutes, the Hayes police station became overwhelmed with dozens of phone calls, all reporting the same phenomenon. The phenomenon was never reported by any neighboring communities. A decision was made to send over a trooper to Ashley to investigate the matter the following morning. At 7:54 a.m. on the morning of August 9th, 1952, Hayes police officer Alan Mace radioed the Hayes police station. He reported that despite following the one-way road leading into Ashley, he had become lost. According to his report, the road continued along its normal path, but somehow ended up back in Hayes. Officer Mace went on to add that the road never curved or bent in any direction. At 9:15 a.m., 7 of the town's 10 police cars were sent to investigate the situation, and all members of the team came to the same conclusion. The only road leading into Ashley stopped leading into Ashley, but instead led back to Hayes. The phone calls continued to pour into the Hayes police station, all reporting that the black opening in the sky continued to grow in size. All callers were advised to remain inside and not travel unless absolutely necessary. Huh.
I thought you said this was realistic.
Look, I was
This
told
is
this was real.
horrifying.
Can
This
you
is
prove it didn't happen?
yes.
How?
Because I'm going to Google Ashley, Kansas. It's not real.
You don't know that. That's. I
It
bet you
no longer
somewhere in here.
exists.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll bet you somewhere in here it says that it doesn't exist anymore, and that's why it wouldn't be on a map of nowadays 2024. So, yeah, skeptic over here. At 8:17 p.m., Mrs. Elaine Cantor reported her neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Milton, and their 2 children, Jeffrey and Brooke, missing. According to Mrs. Cantor's phone call, the Miltons attempted to leave town in their family car earlier in the evening. They never returned. Law enforcement officials from Hayes never reported the car or individuals coming up the one-way road. That kind of like it gives the vibe of like a missing 411, like the like things where people go missing. It's always in like the wackiest, weirdest ways.
Mhm. It's like
Like
some toddler crawling like 43 miles through the woods and he comes back with a mustache or something.
he comes back with a mustache
They're like,
riding a cow.
I don't think this is my baby.
I think I saw one that was literally like yeah, like some kid just wandered off, and apparently he like had hiked like 13 miles in like a super short amount of time, and then he was like sitting on a tree in the middle of a swamp just like hanging out there, and he's like, yeah, the cows chased me, and they're like, there's no fucking cows. What are you talking about?
He's got like a sick back tattoo now and he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, I bet you that kid was from Ashley, Kansas. I bet you we're gonna find out his name real soon.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
His name's
Um,
Fisherman.
yeah, his name's
He went
Fisher.
he went in a Fisher boy. He came out of Fisherman.
At 7:38 a.m. on the morning of August 10th, 1952, the phone calls from Ashley into the Hayes police station reported that the town was in total darkness. The sun had never risen. At 10:15 a.m., at the request of the Hayes law enforcement, a helicopter from Topeka, Kansas, flew over the region in which Ashley, Kansas stood. The town was never observed from air. 12:43 a.m. on the afternoon of August 11th, 1952, Miss Phoebe Danielewski called into the Hayes police station. She reported that her daughter Erica had begun to have conversations with her father, who died 3 years prior in a drunk driving accident. To add to her concern, Miss Danielewski reported that Eric was attempting to go outside into the dark to join them over the course of the next 12 hours. A reported 329 phone calls were placed into Hayes police station describing similar phenomenon with the children outside the town. That's horrifying. I
What?
I don't like kids existing in anything that's horror related. It always freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care like whether they're the culprit or not. It always bugs me. I don't yeah,
And
let's
sometimes they do end up being the culprit,
yeah,
like
that makes it
Sinister.
worse. Like Sinister, spoiler alert for a
That movie's been
like
out since like 2009.
14-year-old
Get over it.
movie.
Get over it.
uh yeah, gross for sure. Not a fan of kids in horror. Well,
Kids and dolls.
I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? The following morning of August 12th, 1952, the situation became dire. During the middle of the night, all 217 children in the town of Ashley, Kansas, disappeared. A reported 421 phone calls were placed into the Hayes Police Department. Unable to be of any useful assistance, Hayes law enforcement instructed all callers to remain inside and to avoid any and all attempts to finding the missing children. I'm starting to think the cops are behind it.
I'm starting to think you were behind this. You were just talking about how much you hate children, and all of a
All
sudden,
right. No, no,
217.
no, 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 no.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't you go saying it like that. I said I don't like them in horror because they're usually the culprit
This is
sometimes.
horror. This is horror.
Exactly. No, this is an autobiography. I was there. I was one of those children.
We find out your last name is Ashley.
Yeah, my first name's Kansas.
You were the mayor of this town.
Yeah.
You killed
I
all the
was
kids.
yeah, exactly.
Figured it all
Yeah,
out.
I don't like the cops are like, yeah, just definitely don't go looking for them. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
They got something to do with this, and I know it.
Yeah. At 5:19 p.m. on the evening August 13th, 1952, Ashley Alderman Scott Luntz reported a growing distant fire to the south. According to his description, the fire seemed to turn the distant black into bright red and orange that seemed to extend high into the sky. Throughout the rest of the day, calls continued in, stating that the fire, in addition to moving north, now seemed to come out of the black sky. No fire was ever witnessed by any of the neighboring communities or law enforcement officials. The reports continued until 12:09 a.m. on the morning of August 14th, 1952. The last phone call, placed by Mr. Benjamin Endicott, reported that the fire in the sky had grown so intense that it began to appear as daytime over the town. The phone call ended abruptly. So they got the phone call here, so we're gonna get into that in a second. I'm really curious what these things have to do with each other.
The
This seems
fire.
like a lot of like, yeah, because there's a fire and there's kids that wandered outside because they heard ghosts and they went missing, and there's an earthquake, and it seems like it's a lot of on there. Yeah, the sky is black. It seems like there's just
Thinking
a lot of
aliens.
unrelated. It could be. I don't know where this is going. So this is from the phone call placed by Benjamin Sherman Endicott.
All
You may
right,
start.
and Benjamin starts.
Just hold on. Wait. Yeah, I see something. It's south. It looks like.
End phone
End of
call.
phone call. The next phone call wouldn't be placed until the following evening. The following is the entire transcript of the final phone call to be received by the Hayes Police Department out of the town of Ashley, Kansas. It was placed at 9:46 p.m. on the evening of August 15th, 1952. In this recorded phone call, the officer on duty is Officer Peter Welsh. The caller has been identified as Miss April Foster.
Phone call is beginning. Officer Welsh says,
Hayes Police Department.
psh, psh, static. Psh.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Ma'am, who am I speaking with?
My name is April. April Foster.
She coughs.
Please, sir. Please, sir, help me.
Now, what's happening, ma'am?
Well, last night they came back.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to...
Last night they came back.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to calm down and speak clearly. What happened? Who came back?
Everyone.
Everyone?
They all came in the fire.
What do you mean, everyone?
My son. I saw my son last night. He was walking. He was walking down the street. He was burned. Jesus Christ, he was burned.
Ma'am,
He died last year. I raised him since he was a baby. It was just me and him. I told him to watch the cars when we rode his bike, but he never wanted to listen.
Ma'am, what you're saying isn't making any sense. You said everyone came back?
Are you fucking listening to me? Everyone came back. Everyone who died or went missing, they're back. And they're looking for us. He said, Mommy, I'm okay now. See? I can walk again. Where are you? Mommy, I want to see you.
Ma'am, where are you now? Are you safe?
I'm hiding, just like everyone else. We saw them coming through the fields, and some people opened the doors for them. God, screaming. I don't know what happened to them, but their houses caught fire and they caved in. I have my curtains drawn. I'm hiding in the closet right now, and...
Ma'am? Is everything alright? Are you okay? Ma'am?
Glass breaking.
Oh my God!
Ma'am!
Something just came in.
Ma'am, stay as quiet as you can. Don't make a sound.
Mommy? He came inside.
Stay absolutely still. Don't leave.
Mommy, where are you hiding?
Stay quiet.
Sound of heavy footsteps, laughter muffled.
I found you, Mommy.
Ma'am?
And that is the end of the phone call. The following morning, at 6:55 a.m., the law enforcement officials of Hayes Police Department arrived at the location of Ashley, Kansas. A smoldering, burning fissure in the earth was all that remained. And that is the end of the story.
Wow.
Sheesh.
That
Okay.
ending, that phone call was. I didn't know we had a Grammy level actor over here.
Oh,
Okay.
let me tell you.
Popping off as April Foster.
Oh, dude, April Foster is my beginning role.
That call was really scary.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really like the phone call. That is
Yeah, the phone
that
call
is
was amazing.
really disturbing, honestly.
Mommy, I found you, Mommy. That shit's horrible.
Yeah, you're like, your dead kid comes back along with everybody else who was missing and dead, and then everything just catches on fire, and then and then a earthquake and a fissure happen.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Do you
I
think
don't-
the earthquake opened like hell? That's got to be what it is, right?
I would imagine that's I feel like that's what it sounds like. Like there's fire and all that stuff, and it feels like it's like coming.
That doesn't
to
explain the road.
It feels like it's coming to like bring the dead back. Like maybe
Mhm.
if it's supposed to be hell or if it's supposed to be purgatory or something like that. Which I mean, I know purgatory is a cliche thing at this point with
Mhm.
stories, but it's like it could be because it's like no one can get in from the outside. If you're in purgatory, you're stuck in there. You're not leaving, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch the Lord of the Rings movies?
Yeah.
You know when there's like all the orcs building in that like big hell cave,
Yeah.
and they're like
Yeah.
that. That's like I imagined the town to look like that, kind of like what
That's
everyone's running
fair.
around. It's just like this like dark, fiery pit of ugly little gremlins running around.
Yeah, nasty little monsters. I kind of imagine like I just imagine the whole town to look like that town in I think it's in Pennsylvania, could be wrong. Uh that there's like constantly like a fire burning underneath the ground and like no one
No,
can live there. Yeah, there's like a town. I think it's in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna fact check myself right now. But there's like a fire burning underneath the
no,
ground
I've
and people
never heard of
can't live
that.
there. Um
Is it super hot?
Yeah, it's because I don't know why. Yeah, Centralia, Pennsylvania.
A coal town?
Yeah, I think so. It's just got like a fire underneath the ground.
That's
And like sometimes like I
crazy.
guess when the fire is hotter, like people have said like because you can like I think you can go and visit it. And
You just
people have
can't
said
live
that like
there.
yeah, people have said that like when you go to visit, sometimes if it's like really, really hot, like the asphalt and like pavement starts to like almost like melt a little bit.
That is so sick.
But yeah, that's what I imagined with this town. Yeah, I like this story. I'm a little confused as to what it all was, and honestly, I was like not super loving it at first, but that end
The
phone call I
phone
think
call
kind of sold
sealed it.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
phone
was that
call
was
was
good.
awesome. It it tied everything together.
I
And
feel like yeah, like 911 calls and everything are always so scary.
I wish there was an audio. I mean, I guess we just made one. So
Yeah, we just did the best audio we could ever find. You don't got to look anywhere else.
yeah. Would we
More
rate it?
more voices to come. Let's see. If we're gonna rate it, I'm gonna say if it's somewhere between a nice set of Spitfire wheels and a a Five Below blanket, I would say that it's a nice, cool, tall lamp from Amazon for sure.
Okay. I'll take
What
that, I
about you?
think. Um, on a scale of orange soda to root beer, I'd give it a Dr. Pepper.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.